Mastermind Series class, which is going to be June 5th at 4:30 Eastern. This is How to Grow Your Small Account Part 2. You do not have to watch the first one to have the second one, but I highly recommend it because it is the basis and the foundation leading into Part 2, which was How to Grow Your Small Account. It was $199 if you were able to buy that before the class. It's almost 2 hours, but it is a full 90-minute class with Q&A. You guys will be able to rewatch that as much as you want. If you did buy the first one, there is a discount code that you guys can use. I can't just blurt it out because it's only if you bought the first one. So head over to our Discord, look at the channel that is for the replay of that video, and you guys will see the actual discount code that is listed inside of there. You can find it in our store if you go to americandreamtrading.com.
Way to becoming financially free. Go sign up now at americandreamtrading.com, where all our services are easily accessible. And sign up is easy. Simply click the service you want and go. That's it. Training, okay? Because we train and we train hard, so that when it's time to actually trade, we know what the hell we're doing.
You have now stumbled into americandreamtrading.com, where we trade shares and options. I will show you about swing trading, long-term trading, dividend stocks, high-yield income stocks, covered calls, cash secure puts, diagonal, credit spreads, debit spreads. I will teach you everything there is to know about the entire market. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I can't believe I get paid to help all of you get paid. This is such a wild thing.
Welcome, everybody, to American Dream Trading's The Live Chat Aftermarket Watch Party. How are you guys doing? Man, oh man, was that an amazing, stellar workshop class or what? Shout out to Bruno. Bruno, you're amazing, brother. Thank you for all that you do, and just thank you in general for just being you, man. I mean, seriously, it's like, you know, how many times have we heard how great Bruno is? And, you know, there are a lot of us on the back end who get to see it up close and personal, that he really is a good person, and he is a bot. He's not real. He's absolutely not real. He is a work horse, and he is always there for you, whether it's business, whether it's something personal. Maybe sometimes you just need to blow off steam. Bruno has proven in the past to be somebody that you could just kind of go to and just kind of talk and vent, and he always has good advice for you. You know what I mean? Especially with regards to trading, you know, because he's been through the full spectrum of it. He's been down, he's been up, and he's kind of mastered the process of getting your mind right to trade. You know what I mean? So, you know, I can't think of anybody better that coach would have in that spot. So shout out to you, Bruno. Once again, thanks for the amazing workshop class. For those of you who were not there, it was on trading psychology. And we know that that is a huge part of trading. Mental mechanics is probably more important than physical mechanics. Because, you know, who cares? I said this the other day. Who cares if you can click a few buttons and get yourself in a trade? The question is, do you know when to get in a trade? And do you know once you're in how to get out? And do you have the mental fortitude to guide yourself properly through that process, even when a trade's going against you? Or even crazier, when a trade is completely going with you and you're getting more money than you've ever seen in your life, and you don't know how to handle it. And all of a sudden your heart starts beating fast and you start sweating, you know, or the adverse, you know, you're losing more money than you've ever lost at one time in your life, and your heart starts beating fast and your hands start sweating. So, you know, it's all about the psychology. It's all about the frame of mind that you are in when you are trading, you know. It's all about the frame of mind that you are in before you even set foot into the arena. Okay, you got to get your mind right. Nate talks about this all the time. Coach talks about it. He has talked about it from day one. Your mind has got to be right, man. If it's not, you can forget about it. And that's with anything in life. But you can absolutely forget about it in trading. All right. So we'll get more into that in a little bit. Welcome again to American Dream Trading's The Aftermarket Live Chat and Watch Party. I'm your host, J&J Video Reacts. And this is a stream that has been created for us traders to do just what we're doing. Chill, talk, relate, decompress. The market is stressful. The market can be stressful. So if you've had a rough day, this is the place that you come to kind of decompress, let your hair down, and talk about what the hell happened. Okay. Yes, I made money. Okay. This is my 5th green day in a row, and I'm happy to say yes, I have made money once again today. And I did it off a stock that I don't normally play, MU. I made $120 off of MU, and I'm happy about that. Got in right at the beginning and rode it all the way up, and as soon as it started channeling, I got out. I didn't wait, and I only had one contract. I did that on purpose to force myself to make a decision to get out of the trade completely. I do believe in shedding. Don't get me wrong. Coach teaches us to shed, but I purposely did that for me learning how to get my ass on out of a trade. So, but yeah, went in with one contract. Contract cost me, what was that? What was that? Cost me 140, and I think 149, something like that. And I think I sold it for like 276. So yeah, made a couple bucks. So I was happy. You know, and the cool thing is I'm making these baby trades in the morning as well. When we're doing the hot stock picks in the morning with Nate and Mark. In the pre-market, I'm telling you, if you don't know about the pre-market, you need to get in the pre-market. Listen, the VIP alone just for the pre-market is where it's at. I'm telling you, those guys, when they trade in the morning and you're watching intently and you're focused on what they're doing and you're hearing what they're doing, and especially not to mention the fact that it's fun. All right, we have a ton of fun in the pre-market, just like we do here in the aftermarket. We laugh, we joke, but we seriously trade. But to hear Mark and Nate get so excited when a stock starts rising and they're in it, or to hear them, okay, I'm out. As soon as that wick hits and that next confirmation candle just begins, doesn't finish, they're out, they're gone. So you learn the logistics of that. What was that? Okay, got somebody here. All right, welcome. Is that Ariel? Oh. Because I don't want to. Oh, awesome. Uh-oh. Hey, Alex, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
Good
to
Just
see
going
you.
through the going through the intro here. Good to see you too, man. But yeah, we got Alex here on the panel. If anybody else wants to come on up and click that restream link, there are 3 links located in the description of the video, as well as the live chat here. You've got the first 2 that are pinned to the top, AmericanDreamTrading.com, which is where Alex went yesterday to get signed up for his membership, and which is where you will go to get signed up if you're not a member. And like I said, the VIP in the morning, the pre-market, if you get anything, the bare minimum, at least get the VIP membership, because that will include the pre-market in the morning with Nate as well as Mark McSee. It also includes workshop classes like the one we just had with Bruno. It includes trading view indicators. It includes one-on-one type style training every single morning with Coach. So it's only $2,500 for an entire year. You can't even get what can't you get for that? You can't even buy a cup of coffee a day for that. I mean, really.
I agree. Totally.
All right. So that is in there. Also, the next link is the one to join the panel. And I see we've got a couple people that are joining. All right, we got James L. and we've got Hans 420, I think is what that's saying, joining us. So let me go ahead and let them on the panel. Welcome, gentlemen. Hans 420, and James L. How you guys doing?
Hello.
All right, Miss Dawn, how about yourself?
Good. I'm doing good. Yep, just finishing up intro in the show here. And as you can
No.
see, they picked the link to join the panel. Thank you guys for coming on up here and hanging out with me. And the last one is the tip jar. Okay, that is part of my income. So those of you that send a tip through the tip jar, you are greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. And it's located right down there. It's host tip jar. So yeah, fellas, how'd you guys do today? Everybody do well in the market, or did anybody go to the workshop class? Let me find that out.
Oh yes, it was a great class.
Wasn't it a good class?
That was amazing.
No.
I can't wait for the replay to come out so I can sit down and just rewatch it.
I know, right? Did somebody say no?
No, I missed it. It was in the works, and I wasn't able to renew my VIP, so I missed it.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that,
That's
but,
all right. Whenever I get back to VIP, it'll still be available.
It'll be available for you. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
And the cool thing is you still have us. You still get the training through the moderators and all that good stuff. So, hey, it will come again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of chatting with Uncle Vinny about that IWM and getting some insight on it, and it's definitely something I'm going to start checking out.
Did you play it today at all?
Fast. Well, I did on paper trading because I've been having issues with my fills.
Yeah.
Of course, the paper trading didn't do any better, but I wrote down where I clicked to get in, where I clicked to get out, where I clicked to get in, where I clicked to get out. So, yeah, there would have been profit, but like I said, in my actual account, today I had 2 bad trades and 1 good trade, so I was still into the day green, but I got in that AIRE this morning at like $1.65 and tried to sell it at $1.70. It went up to $1.83 and didn't fill my order.
Oh wow!
And then it pulled back down. I had to step away from a minute, and I come back and I'm $72 negative.
You know what? I was in that trade. I got in it at 141 and got out at 179. I was in that I sat there and waited for it because it went down on us. And then finally it started back climbing. So I know the exact run up that you're talking about because I managed to get out and it didn't want to fill me, but it ended up filling me and I got out at 179.
Well, and that's the crazy thing, looking at the L2 and all the mornings I've had in the pre-market with Nate and Mark and everybody else looking at the L2, all the buyers were there. There just wasn't any volume. So, I when I saw it was $70 negative, I said, you know what? I'll give it 75. If it drops below 75, I'm out. I don't care. It got down to like 70.
Your background? Is that your background?
Yeah, that's my garage.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you see my son walking back and forth, pacing.
Okay. Because we got a lot of background noise coming from somewhere. I'm not sure if it's you or who it is, but
it's probably him. He walks around playing videos on his phone, pacing.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah. But that's messed up that they didn't fill you right.
It got down to like $72, and it started going back up. And I said, all right, well, I'm just going to leave my sell order at 170. And it got up there 2 more times and didn't fill my order. And at the 3rd time it didn't fill my order, it started dropping back down. I moved my sell order down and closed it out for a $9 loss. I wasn't going to ride that again.
Wow. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Of course, it turned around and it went back up, but I wasn't going to take that chance. I'd rather take a $9 loss than a $72 loss any day.
Right. That's something that I've been working on with my own trading. It's like, when I'm green, take the freaking green and get out, and then don't go back in and overtrade and then lose what you made, because that's easy to do as well. So, yeah, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you got out and you minimized the damage, So,
well, and the key to that, staying in it, is, 1, it was shares, not options, pre-market, and 2, the buyers were in the L2. It just didn't have volume.
Exactly. You need volume.
That's the
Volume
only
is the
reason I
ignite.
stuck it out.
Volume is the igniter fluid that gets things going. So you need the volume. Yeah.
Yeah, and if it, at the time that I was in the trade, it was only like a third of its average volume. So yeah,
Yeah. I tell you, sometimes that happens, You know what? It's so funny too because Mark McSee has been yelling the past couple days not to get in trades that have no volume. He and Nate both have gotten caught out there doing that and been sorry because they couldn't get out of trades. They couldn't get fills. So yeah, it's huge. The three main things that you look for in the pre-market are volume, and you want to look for free float, not the market cap float, but the free float. And you also want to see if there's any news on it. That's the three things they use to trade on: news, free float, and volume. You know what I mean? So if you don't have
well,
one
I
or the
picked
other,
that one. I picked that one. I got in it because I've been watching the stuff that shows up in the after hours.
yeah.
There's usually 3 or 4 of those that are going to roll over to the pre-market. So I sit there watching that one because it was in my price range, and I waited for that 4 o'clock and tried to
Yeah.
get in that initial pop, which I did. I got in, but just couldn't get out.
Right. That's crazy, man. Any of you ever experienced that? Where you got in
Well,
the
no,
train and couldn't get out?
no, I haven't.
Yeah, good for you.
Not on wood.
Good for you, because it sucks. It sucks when it happens. I tell
Not on wood. I haven't.
you. Oh
Well,
man.
and
So
the
how'd you
other
guys?
one was that BFRH that Coach called
Yeah.
out right before he left.
Yeah.
I got in at like $2.12
Uh-huh.
and clicked the button to sell at like 214. It went up to like 215, 216, and then pulled back down and sold me at 201. Son of
Oh
a.
my God. Man.
So, and
Man.
that's been a constant ongoing thing. Every time I try to buy it, it doesn't feel where I want it, or if I try to sell, it doesn't feel where I want it. So I'm just going to stick to paper trading for a little while.
That's what you got to do, man. Because what you're going to end up doing is having a couple of red days in a row. And you don't want that, because that just gets you, to where you're just in a bad place, So, yeah, you're doing the right thing. Go to paper trading, take a couple days off, and just kind
Just
of,
work.
yeah.
Just keep working those mechanics. You'll get it.
It's funny you should mention that. The only red days
Hey,
I've had
Benny.
in the last week have been the 2 Tesla shares I'm still holding.
Yeah.
And I can tell you why Tesla went up, because I sold the 6 others I had.
James, I told you about that. I told you, dude.
But
Oh my
hey,
God.
now in my defense, I'm still holding 2, but
I
I've
know.
been DCA in it. I got my average cost from $180 to $143.
Okay, that was a good
Right.
pop. That was a good pop
So
down.
yeah, I've gone from 8 shares to 2 shares, but I've used the funds for those 6 shares to dollar cost average it, and every time it went down to $1.40, I buy 6 and write it up, make a few dollars on the profit, sell those off, and it
That
come
sounds
back
like
down. And
TJ strategy.
yeah, him and Ralph.
Yeah, they do that.
So
I forget what they call it. Well, I know it's dollar cost averaging basically, but yeah, they had a name for that though. But yeah, TJ was killing it doing that. But yeah, you and I talked about that. I told you Tesla was going to go up, and that you might want to hold on to those shares. Everybody always gets scared about Tesla, but Tesla eventually comes right on back up. It went all the way down to 104 last year, the same time of year, and then it
yeah,
slowly but surely started creeping back up. So
well, and I knew it would too, but it was really demoralizing that
yeah,
on a day that I had something else going on, wasn't even able to trade. I log in and look, and I'm down $189.
yeah, man.
I didn't even trade and take almost a $200 loss because of 8 Tesla shares, and it drops 12%. oh my
That's
God.
disheartening. That's disheartening, you know?
Yeah.
And it
So
messes
it,
your
it
mind
just,
up.
it was a lot easier mentally to go ahead and get rid of 6 of those, but not get all the way out and just dollar cost average.
You shed. At least you shed. You still got
Yeah.
skin in the game. You know,
Yep.
anything can happen. And if it ends up shooting up and really doing well, you still got skin in the game. So you did the smart thing. You did what you needed to do in the moment, and you still kept some in there. And that's what coach would tell you to do. So good
Yes,
deal.
ma'am.
Good deal.
Now, what
Somebody else has
interests
got
what
something I
interests you
don't.
more, James? What interests you more, stocks or options?
I like the options,
Yeah,
the appeal of the options, and my mind keeps going back to, Coach says the stocks will pay the bills, options will buy the toys.
right,
Well, I got that idea in my head that if I can buy the toys, then I can pay my bills too.
right,
So it just kind of snowballed, and I haven't been able to let go of that. So,
right,
but I haven't been doing as much option stuff, in the last month. Well, 2 months because Coach put me on a budget.
right,
And other than dollar cost averaging Tesla, I've been sticking to that. It's kind of hard to stay in a $50 per trade budget with Tesla shares.
right.
So, but that's why I like that when you were talking about that IWM.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The prices of it, I can buy 5, 6 contracts of it, still stay in that budget,
right,
and watch it go. But it moves well enough to make profit, slow enough that I can keep up with it.
right. That's why I like it.
It's not like SPY. SPY is very appealing because the prices of the options are generally very cheap.
Right.
But nobody ever talks about the volatility. It can drop $6 in 30 seconds,
Right.
and you're down $300.
Yep. But here's
So
what you do. Here's what you do on IWM. 9 times out of 10, when you go out, those contracts are 6 cents to 9 cents, $6, $7, right?
right,
But you could take a $50 budget and buy 10 of them, $3 out.
right, which also gives me the opportunity to practice shedding.
Now, when it's moving, like the other morning, I about shit my pants. I was like, "Oh my god, this thing's really taking off." But I
Would
had,
you get like 900% on it today?
yeah,
Dude,
and then I spanked it in that butt on the way out the door today at 3 o'clock. But if you look at it this way, right? Like, what was it, Monday or Tuesday? I bought the most contracts I've ever bought so far doing this, and I bought 20 of them. And that thing didn't have to move much, right? But it paid handsomely.
yeah.
That was almost I think it was like $1,100 move.
Nice.
And that's
What was,
controllable.
What
But
was
it's
the strike
controllable
price? The
and
strike
you
price,
can
man.
watch it. What's that?
What was the strike price?
I think that was I think I had that at 195. So I was 3 out of the money, right?
Uh-huh.
And I bought 20 of them, and I think it was 6 or 9 cents, one of the two. So it was
That was
either
at the end
90
of the
bucks.
day?
Oh, today?
At the end of the day, you mean?
Oh no, not today. I'm talking about the other day when I had the big
Oh, okay.
explosive
Okay.
move on it. So I think it was 60 or 90 bucks. Right? Now I had 20 of them. So when it moves, it only has to move a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And it's not as jumpy as SPY is. Like Wednesdays, I won't trade SPY at all just because of the chop. I don't like it. And then
Yeah,
Friday's
good job.
options Friday, so I look for something else. But
Yeah, I like the IWM, dude. That's a good move.
it's a good small account grower.
And I messed up last week. Had one of the worst days I've had in a while. Like $130 loss one
Ouch.
day.
Yeah.
Well, I was playing with AMD and kind of got some disheartening news, the whole daughter college thing and trying to come
Right.
up with money and you know what, F it, I'm gonna swing for the fences and it bit me and so that just kind of slapped me back into reality. So
Yeah, it never works out when you do that,
So,
unfortunately.
yeah,
so this afternoon, I did 10 contracts, $60. They were 6 cents a piece. I sold the first 5 at 9 cents. That was a $45 gain. The other 3 I sold at 9 cents for $27. And the last 2 I just let it go, and it started to run. I was like, oh shit. But I stuck to my shedding, right? Because your first 50% takes care of your cost plus your profit. The third one is icing on top, and the last one is the cherry on top.
That's right. That's how it works.
So the last 2 I sold at $24. So I spent 60 and I made almost 90. And I did that in about 15 minutes.
So
So,
James, we got to get you an IWM, man, so you can make some money.
but
yeah,
first things first, get the mechanics down first, right?
well,
Paper
that's
trade
what
it.
I said. I've been paper trading it for this week since I heard you talking about it, and like I said, the paper trade feels are worse than my actual feels.
Right.
But now, what's the crazy thing is I can paper trade SPY, AMD, Microsoft, and it feels like as soon as I click the button.
Yeah.
But today IWM was channeling. I
Was it
forget
your
the dollar
size that it
amount, but
wouldn't fill?
yeah,
Was it
well,
the
and that's
difference?
I was only doing like 2 contracts.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
that's
so and but I was paper trading IWM today, and it was channeling there from like 12.15 to 12.50.
Right.
I forget the dollar amount, but the pennies were, it was like 39 cents to 48 cents. So right at a 10 cents. And I mean, it bumped.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
and I sit
Well,
there
That's
paper
amazing.
trading
It
that and
wouldn't fill
it wouldn't
too.
actually feel. Yeah. But I wrote down in my journal what the price was where I clicked buy and what the price was where I clicked sell. And back and
Right.
forth. And like I said, it did that for a good half hour. So yeah, I would have been profitable had it been actual money and filled where I wanted, but I didn't want to take that chance. The issues I've had with my real account getting orders filled, so just started practicing it on paper.
Who was your real account with?
Weevil,
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah. So that's why I don't know if it's just Weevil, if it's something with the network set up in my system. I don't know.
You got good internet and everything, right?
Yeah, gigabyte.
So that's
It's cable, but it's gigabytes. The router I've got split. I got 500 of it going directly to hardwired into my desktop.
right. So it's not an internet issue.
No, and it
Okay.
shouldn't be a hardware issue. The setup that Coach has,
Yeah.
I've got the same as his, but like he's got the 90. I've got the 70. I'm just one step down because it's about $4,000 cheaper.
Gotcha.
But that's the only thing I have on this computer. It's built for all this gaming, high graphics, and everything else. But the only thing I have on it is stuff for trading. That's it.
Right. What you got up there,
But
Don?
I got what I played today, MU. This was my Huckleberry. I got in right here at the bottom
what?
and wrote it all the way up here. And as soon as it got up here and started doing this here, see all them wicks on the top there?
Yeah.
I got the hell out of Dodge.
I bought it 111. I bought 2 shares at 111.
Yeah, it was worth it. It was worth it. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. What was let's see what time is
I
it?
didn't have the kahunas to buy 10 of them.
Yeah, it's like, you didn't have to go too far out of the money. You could have just went like one or two and
Oh,
just
you
brought a
want?
couple of them.
Yeah, you want options. I want chairs.
Yeah, I went. Yeah, I do options. I don't do
Yeah,
shares
I bought
on
two
this
chairs
stuff.
of that just for shits and giggles.
Cool. Yep.
It's up $3 now.
Old dollars, Vinny. But you know,
Yes,
it's a
it's a
percentage.
win.
It
It's a
is a
win.
win. It's the percentage, man. Can't look at the dollar amount. You got to look at the fact that you're green. You know.
That's right. That's why I started looking at the percentage now instead of the dollar amount.
Yeah.
So I keep my Robinhood on the homepage so I can see there's the percentage, and I let the percentage just keep going up.
Right.
And then this morning when it said 900, I was like, "Oh, I want to see how much that is."
Yep. Yep.
So that
I
was,
don't blame you. I
yeah. I
don't know
took a
what
took
made
a
me
morning
decide.
shot and an afternoon happy hour shot. The
Sweet.
power hour.
I don't know what made me decide to go with MU. I think because I heard Coach calling out SMCI. I heard him calling out NVIDIA, and I remember Ted talking about VRT and MU, and I went and looked at VRT, and I didn't like what I saw. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go check out MU. Nobody's mentioning it.
Right.
And when Coach was like, is there anybody in a 2-minute EWO right now that's green, that's doing well? I started to say, I'm in MU, Coach, but I'm like, I have a slight superstition about verbalizing what I'm
Right.
in sometimes, because you
Right.
never know who's out there. People will tank a stock on you or something like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
I'm like, I'm not going to say jack. I'm just going to get this money and let him know once it's done.
That's right. You know what
And
pumped that stock?
what?
$6 billion is what pumped that stock. Mr. B
Yeah, they
gave him
bought
$6
in.
billion grants or some shit.
Yeah, I'm like, oh wow, and it's got news. No wonder.
Yeah.
So it had the momentum of the other chip stocks going, and then that on top of it. So
Yeah, I went and
that
looked
wasn't
at
a
the
bad day.
options today. I was like,
Yep, pretty good, pretty good. So that was that. So guess what I did? I went in and looked at one of Coach's old videos. And I said, you know what? Let's give everybody a taste of when Coach was here all day. Just when he was right around this time last year, and
yeah,
just as a treat, I couldn't get over that. I'm like, Coach, man, he's come so far with everything, dude. I mean, you know, it's not about the money and the house and everything, just the size of the group and
right.
everything. It's crazy. You know where this group has come, how far this group has come.
He has built one powerhouse community.
Yeah, you build it, they will come.
You know.
Gilly!
Gilly!
What up? What is going on, man?
What's up, brother?
I'm ready to get the hell out of here. I've been in this building all day.
I don't blame you.
Like you guys know, I fix hail damage for a living, and
Right.
I'm still working on cars. Like right now from last year, it's just been nonstop, busy.
And hail has been happening all over the place lately. So.
And look at this. It's supposed to hail the next 3 days.
What?
Oh
I'm
my
never
God.
gonna be able to trade again.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh shit!
Well, hey, at least you're getting money the other way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's good money. So I work my ass off, but I can't do both. No way.
All right.
Bruno was literally just talking about that in the workshop class, you know, and it's not privileged information. He was just saying how it's hard. It was getting weird for him with the air school and trying to trade. So when the air school kind of
both ends.
Yeah, you know.
Been there all my life.
Tell me about it. You and me both, man.
Kicking the crap out of each other. Benny, here's that car.
That is beautiful. I love that color.
65 Ford Custom 500. I don't know.
Custom 500.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Oh my God, that is beautiful, man. Oh, look at
I
that
love
thing.
that color, man.
Wow, Gilly, that thing is awesome.
That's freaking awesome.
It's not bad. I don't know. I don't have too much green crap around, but is what it is.
Hey, you know what my
Wow.
son started doing, Gilly? He started his own side hustle. He's doing powder coating.
I
You
love
know
powder
something?
coating.
I know somebody that does that. He's doing mugs and stuff like that.
Yeah, he bought a big oven, the sandblaster. He's got his little paint booth. He's got it all set up in a shed.
I love powder coating.
Yeah.
You get into wheels, you got to have like acid baths and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Right.
get all the crap out of it. He does a lot of parts.
I got a powder coating gun right here.
He does a lot of lift parts because all his buddies got the jacked up truck and all that shit like that. So he does a lot of their parts, drive shafts, leaf springs, all that.
It's the only thing that'll hold up. If you paint something, it just goes to shit quick, and then you got rust and powder and the good stuff.
Wow.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your show or anything. I was just gonna pop in.
Oh no, it's good, man. It's good. You haven't been on here in a minute, so you know it's always a treat when you're on here.
I've been
Show
busy.
us the shop.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, if I'm home and on the computer, it's a little easier, but I just hate doing this on my cell phone. I just feel stupid.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Feels like you're disconnected, doesn't it?
Well,
I hate doing it. I hate having to do it on my phone.
How's your dad?
These dogs are kicking the crap out of each other constantly.
Is that Winston fighting? Who's he fighting?
He's a big gray potato now.
Sweet potato.
Oh my God!
All he does is chew on every damn thing there is and fart. I did not know that about French bulldogs. Like, they're just a powerhouse. It's just.
How much has he grown? Did he get big?
Yeah, a little bit. Here, let me
He still looks pretty. She's got you on the big screen.
Actually, the other way.
Oh shit! Somebody's tearing somebody up.
That it? Okay.
Wait a minute, flip it. Yeah, there you go. Winston,
he's got
buddy?
bigger.
Yeah, look at him.
Wow.
He's like a little bear cub now.
Yeah. Because he was just sitting in your lap.
But he just stinks. He farts all the time. This is Frenchie, bro, I guess. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's getting broad across his chest there.
Holy shit. Because remember when he first started bringing him on the stream, he was little. He was sitting in his lap.
Yeah, he was tiny.
Oh, yeah. See, now he chews on the shovel. He chews on everything. He chews on bolts, like rocks.
Oh my God.
Anything. Like he was like, here's my step pipe on my pickup. He was chewing on one of the customers. I couldn't, like, what the hell was that sound? I heard this clicking noise. I look down, he's chewing on a customer's truck. Like, bulldog.
Well said.
You charge him extra for that, right?
He is on that dog.
He is a good boy, though. He's a lover. But he's just
Winston.
He heard you. He'll be tilting his head before too.
Winston. Hey, baby. Winston.
Oh, he heard you.
Winston. Come here, baby. Come here, honey. Yeah. Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
He's a big boy.
Oh, man. He's adorable.
All right. Well, I can let you guys go. I'm going to take off for the day, but just want to pop in and say hi, everybody.
All right.
Thanks for popping in, Gilly. That's always a treat, man.
Peace and blessings, Gilly.
Yeah. You guys have a great night.
You too.
All
righty.
See ya.
See ya.
Boy, that thing's grown. Wow.
Definitely. All right. You guys ready for
Oh, that's some old
2.0?
studio shit there. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I took it back.
You went to the back of the rack.
I took it back. Uh-oh, wrong one. Sorry about that. Hi. Okay, here we go.
See, I need to get the chat open on that.
Shoot us up, coach.
All right, thank you.
Coach.
All right, there's the Twitch
Look,
chat.
look, he has lost so much weight, hasn't he?
Yeah, man.
Pop out of this
Yeah.
one.
He looks really good.
But I was like, I wonder why Twitch isn't growing. Then I was like, oh yeah, there's nobody talking to people that come in and ask questions. There's nothing going on in it.
All right, so
Give me 1 second.
let's fast forward a little bit.
What I want you to do is write in those journals, use the notes to make sure you know you're not making bad trades, bad entries, bad exits. You'll hear a lot of different strategies that I train in here. I will train over 1,000 strategies. Pick one that you like and run with it. Okay, I'm also going to call out hundreds, if not thousands, you'll hear call outs in here. That doesn't mean you need to follow it all over the place.
See how nervous he was back then?
Yes.
No, the reason I was saying it, because like if you called it out earlier, I needed to know
Not
it
even
if it
so
was
much
still
nervous,
going,
but it's like,
okay.
you know, right
Gotcha.
now, and you never know. This was right around the time he had the eye surgery too, so
Yeah.
I think it was right before it.
A lot.
Mira is a new lower there.
Thank you.
Lana with the call out.
I want to see if DraftKings is going to pop up here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to cut my loss.
But this was literally a couple hours. This was when he used to be in here all day long.
Well, it's okay. I mean, it's got a pretty good range.
Oxy new high of day.
My stop didn't trigger. That's the only thing. Did you say Oxy new high a day?
Yes, sir.
Oxy.
Nice job. Good call out. Did you hear that, Nana?
Yeah.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
I only have a limited amount of money right now, so.
All right, there goes SPY, broke above 200. Look at SPY popping.
Uh-oh, there it is.
6 a.m. high of day.
There's the energy.
Thank you. SPY's popping off.
Hey, Ted.
Hey.
260.
We're reminiscing, going down memory lane.
Oh,
260.
what are you going to do here? SPY's getting a nice pop. What time was that Fed meeting or whatever it was today, Carter?
10 o'clock.
At 11.
What are you talking about above 200? It's at 394, coach.
394 SPY was.
Yeah, 394. Yeah, bro.
394.
That's to the upside on SPY, right?
God.
Yeah.
I remember when it was a big deal that it hit 400.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
200 MA, yep.
And why didn't I go long?
All right, McDonald's.
Right.
Yep. No, that was a nasty, nasty hit. That was
No, you cut him off.
Just going back, look at some of the
Oh,
old
okay.
stuff.
Yeah, so remember, James, just like the coach teaches you, if
Girl bounce.
you're in a
There you go.
trade and coach,
Go on.
Look at this one.
Do your thing.
Coach
This
is
is
half
one of
the
the
man
first
he used to be.
Look at
That's-
that.
look at his little setup.
Oh,
Man.
that is so cool. That's so quaint.
Look how he has to use two hands. Now he does it all with one finger.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Wow, look at
Hustling,
SNTI.
right?
That's
Hustling.
Mhm.
Get,
actually a really big move.
this was before the millions
Consider
and
where
all
it
of
came
that.
from.
Because he was just really getting
I
it
mean, that
started
breaks
then.
up the VWAP side. We could have a
Memories.
nice-
Yeah, that's
nice-
what I was just thinking. I'm so glad he doesn't have to do that anymore and kill himself. But
Yeah. Putting
at
in
the same time, I kind of miss it.
I do too. I do too. Well, you naturally do if you got to because to have coach all day, it's a treat. You know, it's a privilege.
No, I would wait. I would wait until it breaks VWAP. before I
But
even
you
touch
understand that he's got to pull away and start doing other things
yeah,
to help the
Spy's
business
pulling
grow.
hard,
So,
hard.
and that's why
Yep.
we're here.
Oh, heck yeah.
Man, look
Yeah,
at
well,
that.
you can see that he was just physically killing himself.
Yeah. Putting in long hours.
And my wife gets on me all the time telling me, you need to go sleep. You need to go sleep. I ain't dead.
Well, that's because she
I'll
has
get all
you
the
in a
sleep I need
sleeper
when
hold.
I'm dead.
She has you in a sleeper hold at that time when she says that, though. She's got your neck. She's squeezing you out, and she says, "You need to go to sleep. You need to go to sleep." I'm just kidding. Sorry.
I think this is a good one because I kind of remember the red shirt.
All right, let's see. We should be live.
Lane.
This is so crazy.
Why is it saying that's so low? Okay.
Coach, the golden years.
Hopefully that looks good. If anybody can jump on YouTube, make sure that looks okay.
Yep, I'm on YouTube, Coach. It looks great.
Forgot I was holding that.
So do you get out of most of your pre-market stuff?
Always. Yep. I'm never in pre-market when the bell rings. Hell no.
Nate said he said that, right?
I've seen
He always says that.
stocks, as you guys know, like the hot stocks, they'll just be cranking all the way up until the bell. The bottom will drop out and they never recover.
Such
He's
wisdom.
so right.
So I do not go in. Yeah, I don't go in anything from pre-market to bell. I literally will make my money pre-market, sell it all off, wait for the bell. So
That's how they do it.
all right, let's
Hey,
get
Dawn.
this party started.
Yeah.
And then we can do all the Q&A.
I did that
Yeah.
once I did that once in pre-market, but the stock had warrants of $5.25. Well, the stock was only trading at $1.09 going into the open, and I'm like, this shit's gonna
Yeah.
take off. And that stock held the record for halts. I think it was over 46 or 43 times that it halted in that day.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Patrick was going nuts.
Yeah, TC something or another it was. But yeah, I stayed in that from the time I bought it at, I think it was 7 o'clock in the morning when I bought it on Robinhood, and I rode the shit out of that gun.
Wow.
But usually
Q&A
it
and all that.
takes strong news to carry a stock through the open, but 9 times out of 10 they do just exactly what he said.
They
Nice
tank.
job.
Yeah. Yep.
Other good stuff, but we're running late. Let me mute all the mics. We should be live on all the things. Hold on one moment.
Oh. Wow. Remember he talked about the fact that he used to play this and
Yeah.
YouTube flagged it, so he couldn't play it anymore. Wow. So that's how Coach used to intro himself with money,
Yeah.
money, money, baby.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. We are live on all the things. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. Make sure you guys head over.
Sound or just me?
No, it's.
There we go.
It's all
He muted him.
Make sure you guys follow us and subscribe over on
think that was
YouTube.
Jimmy.
That's obviously where our primary setup is going to be moving forward. So over on YouTube, it's American Dream Trading. I'm still waiting for the custom URL, so I could not tell you go to youtube.com/American Dream Trading because
Oh
they're still
wow,
working
that was
on
when
it.
YouTube
So
just
instead,
got added
just
in.
look for us at
Yeah.
AmericanDreamTrading.com and you'll see the YouTube link. If you want to join our free Discord, same thing, AmericanDreamTrading.com will get you set up. That is a free Discord to use. We have a lot of great information over there. We've got ebooks, stock terms, a lot of education, how-to videos. So if you want, you guys make sure to head on over there and check
This
that
was
out.
before all the VIP.
If you are
all of
serious and
that.
want to become a member and do what we're doing, which is have all access to my live training each and every day starting at 9 a.m. Eastern. When you go over to the website, there is a monthly, which is $110 recurring. Yes, you can cancel anytime, or a lifetime membership of $550. Just to give you a little bit of
Wow.
background of who we are. American Dream Trading, we've been in business since February 2021. I've been trading personally myself for almost 30 years. This is my full-time job. I do trade options and shares as well as some crypto. I do not trade futures. That's not my jam. If you do, great. Trust me, most of what we do in here as far as charting, technical analysis, pattern reading,
Okay, so
candles,
now let's
they all
do
pretty much
something
apply
fun, right?
across the board.
Yeah.
But no, I do not trade those. Before we get into this, just want to
Covered call strategies.
Coach then, right?
Yeah.
And Coach now.
Okay. This is crazy. You guys want to know how many VIPs we sold today? Drum roll. This is nice. You guys ready?
0.
A 1.
None.
None.
I was gonna say 0.
0.
They're lost.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
Coach, there was somebody in TikTok said they just joined.
they might have joined the regular paid membership, but I don't see any VIPs. Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Well, that's a
On
deja
average,
vu
we
from
try to
today.
Listen at
average
the
2
quality
day
of the
moderators.
mic.
That's what we're shooting for. So you guys
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have to fill the slack that the coach couldn't do.
He has lost
All
so
I
much
did was
weight. He
make
looks
sure that
good.
people were getting millions of dollars today, but it just wasn't enough. We'll try again tomorrow. Appreciate it. Again,
Just
don't
wasn't enough.
forget though, use that code SPRING500 if you want one of the VIP
A lot more
memberships.
confident, isn't
But I
he?
do see
Oh,
some
yeah.
regular
Hell yeah.
paid members coming in. Timothy,
Lot smoother.
Julio.
It's so fun to watch.
I have seen
how
a couple
you
of them
evolve
pop
with this
in here,
thing.
so thank you very much. We appreciate you.
His
You are
confidence,
on your
too.
way, hopefully, to financial freedom.
The setup,
Results
the
not
house,
guaranteed, right? This
the
is the
man,
hardest
the myth,
job
the
in
legend.
the world. It really is. It really is challenging. Okay, let me try and find that on Discord. That's why I'm confused. Go to AmericanDreamTrading.com. So it's not on Discord. Go to AmericanDreamTrading.com and you'll see all the memberships there. Okay? So if you guys are confused, go to American Dream Trading. Here, let me pull it up. Somebody just said they don't know where to go. Hold on. It looks like this. Can you guys see it? It's got all of the memberships. Premium is your regular. VIP annual. That's right, where it starts to get real juicy, where you get all the extra benefits. If you don't have anything, the VIP Gold Complete.
Wow. I'm telling you, it's so fun to sometimes I do that. I go back to even when, before I started to see some of the stuff that I hear about and just to watch the way that ADT has evolved and grown. And I mean, it just is insane. We
is
literally
amazing.
watched him grow a business right in front of our eyes. We literally have watched it, So shout out to you, Coach. It's an amazing journey. It's been an amazing thing to watch, and I just look forward to continuing to just be here and learn and grow. You know what I mean? Yep. How'd you do today, Ted?
Not so good.
Uh-oh.
Down $3,000.
Ouch. Okay.
What's that
Damn,
on?
what spanked you?
I was holding a Meta shares. I'm well positioned.
Yeah.
I doubled down when I saw that it went down. I doubled down and I added another 100. I probably should have added more. I was really confident it was going to go up. So the good news is I'm now averaged in at a lower price, which is good.
Right. And how far out did you go?
Oh, it was all shares. So the good news is I didn't go contracts. I did.
Right. Oh, hell yeah. You're golden.
Yeah. So what happened was I bought going into earnings. I just thought I'd own the shares.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't confident enough to do covered calls. I really felt like it was going to go up. So I just left the shares naked. I should have put a put in there, but you don't think that way. And that's my mistake. But when they did the announcement and it tanked, when it was down like 20%, and it was really at the rate pretty much.
Damn, Ted, you could have done cash secure puts and really made out.
Oh, the next day, yeah.
Yeah.
What I did instead was because it was a matter of minutes, right? When the stock tanked, I bought another 100, so that put my average at 450. So I'm in good shape.
Sweet. And every other morning, Nana is like clockwork with Meta. Look at Meta, guys. Meta is climbing. Meta new high a day. So you'll be in the green at no time.
If it wasn't for Nana, I would never know what stock is in the toilet.
Or at new high of day. Look, I don't care how many times we tell her,
Right.
listen, save the 2-minute EWO call outs, not so much the high day. She's still met a new high day.
Or if you ever want to know if the market's choppy, Nana will be there to tell you.
Yes, it's choppy. I'm not getting in that.
Choppy.
I'm not getting in that.
Yeah, it's all good. You know, it's great that you're showing those old videos because it reminds just how far we've come.
Yeah,
I was just thinking I'm about a quarter away from being a 2-year member of ADT.
Wow.
2 years.
Congratulations, man. Before you know it, time is flying. I'm working on a year and a half, damn near. January 3rd. So we're moving into the 5th month. So in June, it'll be a year and a half for me.
Next thing you know, old Ted's a millionaire.
the thing that I really has kept me going, especially in the early days, is coach reminding you that anything worth doing, you got to put in the hours, you got to put in the training time.
Yeah.
And I'm 2 years into it, and I bet you I don't have 10,000 hours yet. So that just shows that you have to spend a lot of time to get a certain level of expertise. And we were talking about in the psychology thing today. It's once you start getting into this mode where you know how to maybe cut off, rip off the Band-Aid, as we say.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know when to do that. And you don't feel bad about it because it's just a bad entry, and it's not you. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with market and things that are really outside of your control. But the good news is the training that we have really gives us a lot of span control, a big span of control over how we perform our trades. If we listen to the coach's rules, you definitely have a formula for having a success rate of maybe 60,
at least 60%.
At least 60%, maybe 70% if you're really good. And it's been proving out. I think I'm like in the mid 50s in terms of my success rate in terms of the trade. But my bad trades, are clipped pretty early. I don't try to rationalize staying in a bad trade, and I think that's the big improvement.
Good for you.
Same here. If I could add just real quick, it may take some people more hours than others, and that's okay.
Yes, it
like
is.
myself.
Oh yeah, I'm a short bus guy.
Good point.
Sorry.
Short bus. I'm the one in the red wagon behind the bus.
Future trader, what's up, brother?
Not much, man. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
All right. I didn't get to really trade the market today, but I was listening.
Well, if you're a future trader, what day are you trading?
Yeah, from the future. I know. I
want to ask if you have any tips for us.
Yeah, what's Tesla going to do tomorrow?
All right.
Yeah. Let me look at my crystal ball.
Did you get Biff's almanac?
Yeah.
From Back to the Future. Part 2.
Oh, James has it.
Look, James got an 8
Mine's
ball.
camo.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
I used
An
to
8
trade
ball.
futures.
You used to trade what?
As I see it, yes.
Futures.
That kind of thing.
No, I used to trade futures a lot. Then I came to this. I almost didn't join ADT because I kept asking Coach at the time, so you guys do futures? No. I'm like, all right. But then I kept listening to him on TikTok and YouTube. I'm like, oh, this guy's legit. And then so
That's
I made
so
the move.
funny how we all ended up doing the same thing. We all saw Coach and scrolled right on by him thinking he was just another one of those people. and
Yeah.
ended up catching him a couple of times and found myself sitting there watching him for 10, 15 minutes at a time and really being intrigued and into what the people were saying back to him on the Zoom, and really being taken with the whole stilo of what was going on, him talking to these people. And I'm like, and teaching them, and they're all trading together. And I'm like, what the hell? You know, where are those people? They're in the room with him.
Yep.
What is going on? I'd never seen that before. So
None.
yeah, I kept coming, and I'd scroll by TikTok. Oh, there's that guy again. And I'd end up, you know, and next thing I know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to get in one of these trades. What did he say? You know what I mean? Meta, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And got in and made a couple dollars, and rest is history. Put in the
Yeah.
Yeah,
monthly.
that's what
Well, it's
I
Next thing I
guys,
know,
I
next
thought
thing I
I
know, I'm
joined
sending
the
him. I put together a video and I sent it to him. Next thing he's asking me, "What's my Discord name?"
these guys do like Ted was explaining how
I
good he's doing.
joined like the
I listen to Ted, man. He's good, and I'm like, this
A
guy
lot of people
really.
listen to Ted.
So you got Ted now, and I think Mark, he's coming up next. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you never know. You never know.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
future trader, yeah, you've been here for a while, right?
I just passed 1 year.
Nice, congratulations. And the thing,
thank
the
you.
thing that I remember back in the old days, we used to talk about that book, Trading in the Zone, a lot. Remember, he was a futures trader.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I think he was, if memory serves me. And the thing is, futures trading is one of the hardest things you can do.
Yeah.
I mean, what we have is so much easier, right? Because there's known entities, but futures,
Oh yeah.
you're looking at markets, and you're looking at, don't you have to have like insight into two global economies?
Yeah, you're
Like-
constantly. You're looking at Europe, Asia in the morning.
Yeah.
And then the euro that has the U.S. dollar. I mean, that's just yanking it. And then the slightest
That's
news,
what Ralph talks about.
boomerang. Oh, and then you got to be trading like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. You got to be there by 12. I was like, I can't be doing this no more.
Wow.
And the numbers always surprise, right? We see it with the Fed. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, that was a surprise. Nobody saw that coming. And then the whole
Nah.
market's just, yeah.
It's the euro that really. Oh,
I always
man.
hear Ralph say, "I rarely trade the New York session." I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when the euro opens, it usually over here it's about 3 o'clock in the morning, and man, you're just like pins and needles. I'm like, you know what? I'm done with the futures. I never lost my shirt on it. Never did. I'm going to say I broke even. So
Yeah, and Coach said that the EWO strategy, I guess, applies to futures, that it can help you.
you can. Yeah, I did it. The last was like 4 weeks ago. I made like $385 on the mini ES. But man, that thing really had to move a lot for me to make that. You know what I mean? So, but I'm done with it. I find this to be way better. And you got the group. Everybody's in here. Everybody's on the same page, and that support helps you so much. You hear everybody's story. You got you guys in there all day. I'm listening. When I get done work, if not, I go in the car. I listen like this today. I was listening to Ted talking. Him and I forget that other guy, the black guy. He has like that military suit on,
DJ.
or whatever it is. Yeah, DJ.
DJ?
I'm always listening.
TJ's not black.
Yeah. Oh, he's not. Well, at least that's what the picture portrays.
TJ's Army Green.
Yeah, it's Army Green.
Yeah.
No, but still, I just love the community. Today, I really didn't get to trade, but just listening, learn a lot by listening.
Oh, today was fantastic. I tell you what, I mean, even though it was a down day for me just because of that meta thing, I'm well poised. I have a straddle on Microsoft. I should have done. Oh my God, the straddle plays that we should have done were on. We're going to be on Google. That's up over 11%. But the one that was huge was Roku. Did you see what Roku did in the aftermarket?
No, what did they do?
Huge. I think it's up over 25%.
Oh, let's look
Holy
at it.
shit!
That would have been the great the great move.
Yeah, that would have been the greatest straddle ever.
Yeah, it's a low cost stock, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Where's your partner, what's his name? Mark Mancini? I haven't heard him.
He's been doing some work. You know, he's getting ready for his high season, right? People coming into his house. Florida.
Oh, okay. Because you and him, man, you guys were always helping and talking a lot with each other.
Yeah, we. I think we've got a whole bunch of great players. You know, people that have done this, and I really do appreciate, especially Mancini's got great insight into Tesla.
Oh yeah, smart guy.
Their last name's Ted.
What's that?
Their last name's Ted.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, we did the same thing 3 days ago, and somebody put it in the chat. Their last names, and we were like, "Well, that's what we call them."
Yeah.
You know, Ted, you talking about Roku? You know, that kind of makes sense to me. Their streaming sticks aren't that great anymore. It's not really necessary, but they still have the TVs. And I've bought a couple of them. 42-inch TV, Roku TV, like $100. You know, $80 to $100.
Yep.
It might last 3 months, and you go pick up another one that it lasts 3 months, and you go pick. That's got to do something for their revenue.
Who knows? But the real part of their revenue is every time a customer signs up for Netflix on the Roku TV, they get a cut. Netflix shares the revenue.
Jeez.
Go Roku.
Yeah, and you can get everything on those: Netflix, Hulu, Peacock. I mean, if there's a streaming service out there, you can get it.
Yeah, and so I think Roku's kind of perfected that. Their numbers in terms of total subscribers, they're pretty big.
Are they like Netflix?
One I wish that was public tradedly was Samsung. So I've got a couple of those Samsung TVs. Love those things, and of course the phones, and I got 2 Samsung refrigerators.
Wow.
But I don't think they're publicly traded.
We did. Didn't we do an earnings question on that? Where it was
they have 81 million users. Roku does.
Wow. So is it a streaming platform or a TV? It's actually hardware.
And total streaming hours reached 30 billion, up 5 billion.
Woo!
So that's
so is that comparable to Hulu, or how does that work?
Kind of, but I think they're much more. Hulu is just more of a provider, like a content stream, right? The streamer. Roku is kind of
Roku is a streaming platform, but they do have TVs hardware as well.
Yeah, they're an aggregator. Yeah, they're hardware. They probably don't make too much money off the hardware. Their margins on TVs aren't that great, and so they probably do sweetheart deals just to see. It's a seeding strategy, right? They want to be in on all these TVs. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, total revenue 93 million. Not too bad.
Are you in that stock?
Down right now
for the quarter, huh?
Are you in that stock?
I am not. Now I got out of it when so there's a point where this all dried up. If you look at the Roku daily, Donna, if you want to put that up, if you look at the Roku daily, the numbers dried up, and there's actually a really good reason for it. Does anyone know? The reason was when this whole, Fed and the interest rates hikes, the more that the hikes would come in, the more people would get nervous, and advertisers would not spend that much money because they felt like they were heading towards recessionary time periods. So I think that this lends credence to the story that ad revenue is here, right? It's growing. Meta was a little bit conservative in their numbers, but there's year-over-year numbers can't be denied. And that's why I'm happy to hold Meta at this point, because their year-over-year numbers were fantastic, and 20% of a big number.
Wow.
Wow.
So there's other players. It would be interesting to see what the trade desk did. Yeah, see Roku.
Yeah. This is on the daily.
Yeah, and if you go back even further, probably since the beginning of the year, yeah, right about the beginning of the year, it started to fade. The people started to say, okay, these interest rates are real, and then the negative discourse kind of happened.
Double top. Look at that.
Yeah, double top up here.
You really do feel like at some point this number is going to get up, higher, whatever
Wow,
it
look
is.
where they were though compared
Yeah.
to where they are.
So
when you're,
I mean,
how does the interest relate? How does the interest rate relate to that? I don't understand that part.
It just when interest rates go down, companies and the economy is recovering, companies will feel more generous with their ad spend. They'll increase their ad spend to grow their business. That's
Also,
the theory.
materials.
What's that?
You say more people will buy? Is that what you're saying when interest rates are lower?
Oh, certainly more people will buy TVs, right, with lower interest rates.
Oh.
But it's really if you've already got 90 million subscribers,
And they're not a manufacturer, right, Ted?
I don't think. Well, no, they are a manufacturer. They have a stick, so they manufacture a stick, and they also, I think, work with major TV manufacturers to embed the Roku brand as an OEM.
So they have to have
like
loans.
a fire stick?
What's
They
that?
have a fire stick?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
It's
kind of like
built
a
into the TV.
It's,
right?
it's
Roku,
both.
is that more of like a software?
It's more of a hardware.
Oh, it's
I don't
hardware?
think I'll have to double check that. I looked at it at one time, but I think the people that make the Toshiba TVs and such are the ones that actually make the products. The Roku stick, the TVs.
The streaming sticks?
Yeah. They're the ones that actually assemble and put together the hardware itself. I'll have to double check that, but I was reading something about that some time ago.
No,
This was July of 2021 right here.
Roku designs and manufactures streaming entertainment devices. That's in their description.
So is Roku the actual manufacturer of the Fire Stick?
Hold on a second. So in addition to manufacturing their own sticks and stuff like that, they would work with somebody like Samsung and give them the engineering schematics so that the Roku could be manufactured as part of the TV.
Installed.
That's what it was I was reading then.
Okay.
Yeah, so they would need loans to buy their materials to make their products, right? That's where the interest rate would come into play.
Yeah,
If it's not that-
factories and things like that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
You know
so
how
that's
Del Monte has fruit that they make for everybody? Like they'll make Del Monte, but they'll have the store brand. Is Roku the manufacturer of all these Fire Sticks, even the ones that Amazon sells? But Roku actually made it?
no, it's not the same.
No.
Amazon has their own.
Amazon is Amazon.
Has their own? Okay.
Yeah, Amazon owns Fire Stick, it says on the internet.
That Roku looks like it's on a double bottom, don't it? Look
Yeah,
at
it
that,
does. Look.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's one there, one there. Yeah.
Yep.
But they did warn of a tougher bar for growth ahead.
What's the ticker symbol?
ROKU.
Okay.
All right, guys, I'm going to cut it here because it's getting kind of late. I didn't want to be on here forever because we started late. But thank you guys for coming and hanging out for a little bit.
Recorded? Are they going to have
yeah.
that session today?
He's gonna record, edit it up and get it out there on there for you to be able to watch the replay.
Cool. All right,
Yeah,
thank
definitely watch it. It's worthwhile. I should I'll say something to Bruno in the Discord. He did an outstanding job. I mean, he covered a lot of things, and it's probably worth everybody to watch that video again, just because it does. This is the thing. You got to master your own mind, right? You got to
Master your craft.
You got to master your brain. You got to. I mean, I sometimes the open mics, you hear people say, "Oh, you're so stupid," and I tell you what, you can't say things like that. You can't. You really can't
that's true.
get emotionally tied up into this. If you got a bad trade, it's nothing to do with your intelligence. The market is going to do things that nobody could predict, and
Right.
that's the big lesson here is that Bruno gave that example where he gave the poll of which way was this going to go in this session.
Right.
Let me tell you something. It is a coin toss. You like to think that you know, but you don't know. And so the thing is, what you have to do is you have to make sure that your entry points are optimized, right? Calls on support, puts on resistance if you're in the scout play, and of course the EWO strategy. Anything else, you're just kind of playing in traffic.
Yeah.
And that was a good example that Bruno gave. Is he gave a stock that essentially was in the middle of the traffic, diddling in the middle, right? It really could have gone anyway. There was a case that could be made that you were developing a resistance level, but without knowing more about that particular stock, you're playing in traffic. Don't play in traffic.
So would it be kind of a zero F's given mindset? Because I'm right there.
Well, I tell you
It's like I
what.
told you today, James. You got to master your craft, master your skills. Right.
Definitely master the craft, master the skills. But I'll tell you what, there is no substitute for just freaking doing it.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean by the zeros. Is just you know what, do it. Whatever happens, happens.
Make sure that you do not burn your account, right? Follow those rules, those restrictions. Don't never lose more.
No, I did that a long time ago. I'm recouping.
Good.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, there's no substitute for being in that chair. There's no substitute for it. The diamond hands of Don. We talk about this with the EWO. The diamond hands of holding on to that trade, even though you feel like you just would like to settle for the $500 that it's giving you. That feeling of overcoming yourself and watching the trading view indicator, especially if you're a VIP member, that trading view indicator is like, it's like an angel. It really helps you sit through some of these tough trades. And
yeah, it does.
And there's no substitute for that experience of being there with your finger on the mouse and not pushing the click button, overriding your fears and riding it out a little bit further, and suddenly realizing that $500 just turned into a $2,000 trade.
Right. Absolutely. And mastering self is the hardest part, or hardest thing anyone will ever do.
Yep.
And to get this, you're going to have to master self. Even more so than the trading technique. Once you master self, the trading will become easier.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And future trader, I think a dog just came in for the future. I saw it. I saw it come in through the portal.
I find it yes.
This is great. We got future trader, and we got DT, the woman who trucks females. Detail the female trucker. Yeah.
Oh man!
And then we got. You say that you're talking about mastering yourself. I had that issue. I remember, SPY dropped a ridiculous amount, and coach was SPY put SPY, and I never could click the button because I knew as soon as I did, it's going to turn around and go the other way. What did it do? It dropped another 3%.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that was me. That was. Like you're
because
talking about mastering yourself and not being able to do it, just get in it.
yeah, because there's been times where someone has done that and said, you know what, nope, I'm not going to do it this time. I'm not going to get in it. And they watch it go down another 3%. The next time they have that last memory in there and they say, okay, last time I screwed up, and they get in it, and this time it does go against them. So
You get
it's
burnt
like,
for
and then
$300.
you are right. And then you get convinced that, damn it, it is me. Someone's watching me. I don't care what you say. They are following my trades. And it's like, you don't realize, it's like, no, the market's indifferent. It has no idea who you are or what you're doing. All it's
I'm gonna
doing
change
is
my name and get another account.
right.
Well, I tell you what, one thing that has taught me a lot is Nate. Sometimes I'll be the first to admit, and if he were here, I'd say it. Sometimes I think like he gets out of the trades too early, but there's no arguing that percentage-wise and probabilistically, he's getting out at the right time.
Right.
Because he's got this consistent way of recognizing what the candle's doing and getting out before the greed takes over those groups, right?
Yeah.
He scalps for a good average trade every single time.
Yeah.
And the people that get burnt are the people that scalp, and they suddenly turn from a scalper to an EWOer. Like, what the heck? Be a scalper.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, this is the hardest part, Ted, because I know I'm cutting myself off early in some of these things that I've been doing lately. But I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not. Because today, when I got out of MU, and thank you for turning me on to MU. I went to VRT, but I chose MU instead. But I looked at both of them.
They were good today.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out and I'll be damned if that thing didn't start dropping almost as soon as I got out. It hemmed it hard. And I said, nope, this is to where Nate would say, what are you doing? Get out of it. And I got out, and I'll be damned if it didn't drop right after. I'm like, Dawn, that would be you sweating right now if you were you last week. That would be you sweating in that drop, because you'd still be in it thinking, oh shit, okay. All right, well, it'll go back up. It'll go back up. Why put yourself through that? So you're right. More often than not, you're going to walk away with some green.
And what I loved about that trade, and I don't know what it did the rest of the day, you gave yourself a high five for getting out at an intelligent point. You rewarded yourself with that. Yay!
Yeah.
And that's what we got to do. We got to reward ourselves on those moments. Don't worry about money being left on the table. Don't worry. You got out with the green. And if you do that on a consistent basis, you're going to be like Nate. You're going to statistically be in good trades most of the time, and you're not going to be overly greedy, and you're going to make a killing.
You said something huge a few minutes ago. You said if you stay in, greed can take over. That's where Nate has got it right. Because if you go ahead and cut that process off, even if it means leaving money on the table, then you take yourself out of these scenarios where now you're sweating and reaching for more that might not come, or getting more green and then losing it all because you stayed in way too long.
And it's also, I mean, we can't dismiss the fact that he's got the mechanics down. He's staring at it too, and he's seeing all the greedy guys going, okay, yes. And he's out. He's like, okay, guys, you fight over the crumbs. I've got the green.
Right. I like that.
Exactly what he does every single time.
He does.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm out. And then a few minutes later,
I got my meat and potatoes.
And they're stepping over each other to get out of the stock, and they can't. So there's an intelligence that he brings in that he beats the madding crowd.
And guess who's picked up on it? Mark McSee.
Yep.
He has picked right up on it, and he's doing it the exact same way. And now, if you notice, Mark can now jump into a SPY or Q's and do the same thing, because now he's gotten that down.
Tesla this week.
Yeah. With that same tactic. It's like it's
big boy
proven.
pants.
Once you get in that mindset and you are able to scalp in that manner, you can take it over to options and do the same thing. That's what Nate did, and now Mark's doing it. It's like
the key also to remember, whether you're talking about hot stock picks of the day or if you're talking about picking your huckleberry on the larger stocks, make sure you have volume, right? I mean, coach is a momentum player or trader, right? That's important to know that coach's rules really do apply to momentum stocks. It's really hard to take coach's rules into loosely traded stocks that aren't, even a million in momentum. So if
That's
you,
actually the name of the show today. Is what kind of trader are you?
oh yeah, see, I showed up late. Sorry.
So it's like, am I an EWOer or am I a scalper? Which one am I? Because for a long time, I was mixing it up. I would call myself a scalper, but then I'd get in it and I'd sit in it way too long, trying to turn it into an EWO trade. And it's like, no, get out.
There's also the swing trader in the middle, right?
Yeah.
But Don, I really appreciate that graphic because it speaks to what we've been talking about. Is we really want to make sure that the number one goal is obviously education with ADT, but one of the goals of that education is to make sure that people are self-aware to understand the different silos. And and this is what's so great about your program today, is you get to know who you are as a trader. Never the twain shall meet. Follow the rules associated with your persona, and then you'll do just fine.
Yeah.
Don't listen to any other call outs. Don't listen to any other advice. Make sure that you know coach's rules inside and out, and you will do just fine.
That's it. Anybody who's analytical does well. Anybody who, I notice has very good discipline about themselves does well. Those are the attributes that make a good trader. So, yeah.
No, that's a good program title for the day.
Thank you.
Could actually
be like PCSA today when I saw it, and I told Ted about it, or not Ted. When I told Nate about it this morning, I said keep an eye on this. And right when I found it was right when it was coming together for the 5-star trade.
And it had the volume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the volume was starting to pick up. I watched the L2. And I saw everything was coming together. The L2 plus the lines and everything was coming together.
Yeah. I want to thank
I had
Carolyn.
to cross. I had the 5-star trade. I had to cross over the volume of VWAP.
And those were all validations of your entry point, right?
Right.
Yep.
You didn't enter on the crosser anyway.
No, not for a scout. No.
I'm just trying to thank Carolyn Chicken Wraps for being here. Thank you, Carolyn. Mike Clark, Miranda. Thank you, baby girl. EJ, I want to thank Gilly. Gilly stopped in and showed us Winston. Bad Influence. We got Diesel Dan. Hey, Diesel Dan. We got AA Ron down there. We got my beautiful wife, Vegan Knowledge. How are you, baby? Thank you for always supporting. We have got...
Really nice lady.
Yeah, she is a real nice lady. I don't know who the Sheila person is, though. Steve Kean. What's up, Steve Kean? Thank you for being here. Paula at the beach. Thank you for being here, Paula, and supporting. Sweatsuit Dapper. Thank you for being here. Hudson Miller. What's up, Hudson? Thank you for being here, baby. I appreciate you. Ferris Bueller. Thank you for being here. I think that might be DJ, obviously. Liz Ruth, what's up? Welcome for being here. Yeah. Jay Waffle, how you doing?
Waffle.
All right. I think
Sergio is my Netflix buddy. We're gonna Netflix and chill for the next few days.
Bulls versus Bears. What's up, Bulls versus Bears? Are you and Sergio gonna Netflix and chill?
Yeah.
All right, I think that might be it.
Hey, Ted.
So
Yeah.
I do notice, like, you're talking to how, like Dawn was saying about psychology and the way you look at things. That's one thing I can say about you. You're always level-headed when I listen to you. I don't hear people like you got a lot of people out there, man. They get a little hyper. You know what I mean about the trade and all. Ted just like one level. He's like I never see him yin yang go up and down.
Well, thanks. That's the
I
experience.
haven't tried finding his buttons yet.
Like when somebody comes up with a question, well, I'm like, it's fine. Well,
I know it,
I have a
but Ted
wild
can get
question.
hot. I've heard Ted get hot. I can
Oh,
tell.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Ted and I are kindred spirits, and I can feel it when he gets hot. And I think I'm an empath. I really do, because I can feel people's what they're thinking.
I think Don, you could probably tell when and I can tell in Coach too.
And he signs off. Coach
is,
loses it. Coach will go
Yeah.
into that feeling and lose it and let it carry him away. Ted will sign off. You can tell when Ted gets pissed. Ted gets right off the call and he goes and has a minute and he comes back. He comes back composed. But when he gets hot, he dips out.
Yeah, the most important thing, I really want people to take Coach's rules to heart, right? And sometimes the most hard thing for a moderator is to listen to somebody that violated the rules, right? And then you're trying to help them get out of that situation, and that's frustrating sometimes, right? Because it's like you can hear sometimes that they're not necessarily taking it in, that they'll still insist upon their kind of distorted rules that they've come up with that are like modifications of what Coach taught, and that's frustrating because you spend so much money to be a member of ADT, right? Whatever level you're spending, you're gonna get an education, and you'd rather have the education be just the money that you spend with ADT, not in the money that you lost in the market. And so I get frustrated because I recognize myself. I recognize what I went through, and those emotions do come out. You do remember being in a bad trade, or you do remember being in a situation where your expiration date is this Friday and you stayed in it overnight. I mean, those are stupid things that you're not supposed to do. So you can't tell that person that they're stupid, right? When they're talking, you're because they're not stupid. They're just uninformed, right?
Frustrated.
Right. There's a difference.
And that's the thing is when I hear those stories, I'd love to find a way to get them out, but sometimes it's hard to get them out, and you have to make a recommendation, and you're making a recommendation that I could be wrong, right? I could say rip off the Band-Aid, and then tomorrow, if they held it overnight, they would have been in the positive, and that puts. I think, Don, you recognize that, right? It puts you in an awkward situation.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to give, financial, tax, or investment advice. But
I have a mentally unstable question for you, Ted.
All right.
What advice would you give someone that is an extreme overthinker? Like example, you're driving down the road, pulling up to a four-way stop. I've already looked at everything and seen 100 different scenarios that could play out from everything that's going on around me.
Oh my God.
Likelihood of any of those happening except one or 1,000,000 to 1. But my mind has processed everything and what to do in response.
So here's the thing. Continue to drive safely, right?
Yes.
And go listen to The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle right away.
Yeah,
hold on, Don.
But I'll just zero in real quick. If you memorize Coach's rules, the elegance of Coach's.
Can you put that in the whatchamacallit?
Yes, I will.
Discord. Yes, thank you. I don't have a pen.
If you recognize the elegance of Coach's rules, what's the elegance of Coach's rules?
I've not seen any times, maybe once in 2 years that he was not wrong, just slightly off.
It comes down to the simplicity. Those rules are very simple. So if you can commit yourself to those rules, you'll get to that stop sign, and you'll be able to check off those rules pretty quick. And oh, by the way, there's no danger if you do a Danny DeVito, and we always recommend that, right? Especially if you're in a trade that isn't a 6-star trade and you're just starting up at maybe an EWO, do it as a Danny DeVito. And set a stop accordingly, and that way you're going up to the stop sign, and and you're looking both ways, and you're ready to go, right?
Yeah, well, and that's half the problem is there's really nothing simple in my mind. I mean, I see it, I get it, I understand it. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And 100% clarity. I'm speaking up about that because I hope and I pray that I'm not the only person in the world like that.
No,
And
it's very good.
maybe somebody else can get some use out of this.
What stocks do you like to trade?
Regrettably enough, the ones that I'm always attracted to are Spy and Tesla. And I know.
How did I know what you were gonna say?
I know. And I've tried SOXL, and I had one good 2-minute ELO on SOXL. It still drove me crazy watching it though, because the way that the premiums move on that stock just drives me crazy.
That's because it isn't a stock, right? It's an ETF.
Right.
And the thing that I would urge that you do, I tell you what, I would urge if you talk about AI, right? The next best thing to AI, actually better than AI, is a human being helping you out. So what stock in the ADT community, what stock should you be trading if you wanted to know that there are going to be people there to help you out?
I am at this moment, actually, I am going to start leaning towards IWM.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
IWM?
Yes, that's a great
I mean,
account builder.
I've played in AMD too. I never, when I first started, Apple bit me in the butt, and I just don't care about Apple no more. F Apple.
Trade the Apple for the experience.
Yeah. Well, it
done a one-on-one with David?
It bit me bad. No, I haven't.
Do a one-on-one with David,
not yet.
and then training wheels with Apple just to get the experience, and then you can trade anything.
Well, and that's what DJ Vinny, their Uncle Vinny, is giving me a lot of insight and his experience on IWM, and I've kind of watched it this week and done some paper trading on it. So I think that might be my huckleberry.
There you go.
I said that. It is. It's
We'll
become
see-
my
we'll see- we'll
huckleberry. I
see.
love it. I love it. And take a look at those stocks that Ted recommended as well, VRT and MU, because when they are the lower cap versions of some of the chip stocks, and when they get running, that's a viable option for you.
That was the other one I was going to say was VRT.
I will only allow all of you to trade IWM is if you have on your screen right next to it MSTR, SMCI, and ELF.
TSM.
And
TSM.
What are they ranked in the
I think maybe 1, 2, and 3 out of those four
So
that you
those are
mentioned.
the ones that you look at. It's just like if you're gonna play the spy game with IWM, then know this. It's just like Apple and Microsoft how they contribute to the growth of spy or the movement of spy. For IWM, you need to know those top 3 or 4 players.
Yeah, I told him and Paula that today.
Okay,
Put those on your watch list so that you can watch, because that ETF will move with them.
Right.
And if they're on a tear, so is IWM.
Right. And it's not the tail that wags the dog, right? The dogs in that world are those big companies, and then the tail will wag.
Yep.
Anyway.
And with that being said, gentlemen,
by the way, moving forward beyond let's just think long term. Russell, once the interest rates do start coming down, the Russell index will have its day, because they haven't grown like the Apples of the world, and everybody's been saying that the interest rates coming down will provide potentially a catalyst for these Russell players to have their day. So good.
That's why I was asking in the Zoom chat.
Apple's still a really good way to go, just because you have at least 10 to 20 people that are doing they're doing a forum. Sorry, DJ, I'm trying to stick with the ADT community. The ADT community has a very experienced person in David, very generous.
Apple owes me about $3,000, and I ain't got any of it back yet.
All right. Then I mean, just that statement. Let me just say, I'm going to be blunt. That statement alone, you're kind of saying it's Apple. When I would suggest that if you just listen to the sound of David's voice, you would be.
Well, I say that, I mean it jokingly. I know it's not Apple. I just
you'll be so much more successful, and I do believe that Apple's got some good days ahead of it. So yeah. And it doesn't matter, right? It's going to go up and down, and you can play the trade based on the learnings that you can get from David's master class. Anyway,
absolutely, guys, have a good night. I gotta go.
Peace and blessings, y'all.
Peace and blessings, everybody. See ya.
Peace and blessings. Bye bye.
Yeah. Hey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Never lose more than 1 to 3% ever of your total account value in any given day. Always make sure you have stop losses on each and every single trade, whether it's shares or options. Make sure you guys are practicing base hits. Don't be trying to go for those home runs. Everybody be cool with that. Every once in a while you get the home runs, but that comes back to our other rule. Let the runners run and stop out the losers. All right? So if we're getting hammered on something and it's going against you, just get out of there. If you're new to trading, do not trade in the first 30 minutes of the day or the last hour, ever. And if you are new to trading, do not use real money. You should be using simulated trainers, and you can use them on all sorts of different accounts. TD has them. TradingView, you can do rewinds. There's all sorts of stuff. Don't come in with real money blowing up your account. That is not how you want to learn. I want to make you a stock market trader and not just another call-out chaser.